Abigail on air. Today we may be getting a little bit deep, but do you ever just stop and think, what am I even chasing anymore? Like, when did life become this constant cycle of trying to prove that you're doing okay instead of actually feeling okay? Because, I mean, really, half of adulthood feels like running full speed towards a finish line that keeps moving. You hit one goal, and before you can even breathe, there's another one waiting. And I'm not just talking about your career, but literally point at something. I've been thinking about how much time I've been chasing what I thought was success, you know, the version of success everyone around you seems to define for you. A job title, a certain number in the bank, your marriage and children, that imaginary timeline that you're supposed to follow. And at some point you start realizing maybe what I actually want isn't success. It's that I've been craving peace. And that's when I asked myself, when was the last time that you genuinely felt peace? Not productive, not distracted, just calm. And like, can I even remember? Can you even remember? Right? And I think that we live in a world that's obsessed with noise, hustle, and proving ourselves. And somehow we have confused success with stability, but they're not the same thing at all. And that's kind of what I want to talk about today. So let's kick off this first segment, if you will. That's what I'm going to call it. And I'm going to call this one the hustle trap. Okay, guys, the hustle trap. So we grow up hearing hard work pays off, right? But no one tells you what happens when it does pay off and you're still not happy. We chase promotions, validation, money, likes, recognition, and yet we're still anxious, restless, and we're still comparing ourselves to someone who seems a step ahead. We grow up in this culture that worships hustle. If you're not constantly grinding, you're seen as lazy. If you take a break, people act like you're falling behind. If you're not burnt out, you're not working hard enough. But here's the thing. Chasing success can start to feel like running on a treadmill. You're moving fast, but you're not actually getting anywhere. You hit one goal and instantly you're already thinking about the next. There's no pause, no breath, no satisfaction. And that's where the burnout creeps in. It's not just physical exhaustion, it's emotional exhaustion, the kind where even when everything looks fine on paper, you still feel empty. And the problem is, hear me out, when life becomes a checklist instead of an experience, you forget why you started doing any of it to begin with. Which brings me to my next talking point. Redefining success. Somewhere along the way, I started asking myself, what if success isn't about achievement? What if it's about alignment? Like how well my life actually matches the kind of peace that I want to feel. What does that success look like? Not to society, not to my friends, not to Instagram, but to me. Because the version so many people, along with myself, were chasing, it was built on other people's expectations. It wasn't about joy. It was about performance. For example, to me, peace looks like slow mornings, romanticizing my coffee on the porch. If you guys follow me on Snapchat or if we're friends on Snapchat, you guys know that that's like one of my daily things that I do is I post my morning coffee. Most of the time, I think a solid probably 85 to 90% of the time, my morning coffee photo is me on my front porch. And occasionally there are appearances from the deer because that is how that is my peaceful favorite mornings. That's my favorite way to start my morning. It's romanticizing my mornings with my coffee and the sun rising over the tree line and the deer in my front yard with the birds chirping and just really soaking in the calm and the peace of the world. It's not rushing to meet deadlines and not overthinking because we all know that I'm an overthinker. But it's not overthinking the things that I don't deeply care about. But it also can look like genuine conversations, the kind that are not interrupted. They're not with crowds of people. It's undivided, intentional conversations with people who don't drain me. It's quiet confidence. It's not proving my worth. It's just being. And the crazy part, you may ask, probably not, but maybe you will, is once you sorry, it's once you stop. This is why I can't be a motivational speaker, you guys. I'm too goofy. It's once you stop chasing success for how it looks and you start chasing peace for how it feels, your whole perspective shifts. You stop comparing yourself so much. And again, guilty, 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 guilty. You stop comparing yourself so much. You stop saying yes to things that don't align, and you start creating space for what actually matters. Actually, that's a lot of actuallys, but I want to do something really quick, slightly just to prove my point, but hear me out, okay? If you're still with me right now, take a second and picture what peace looks like to you. What's there? Dare I say who's not? What does peace look like to you? What does it feel like, right? Like, take a second to picture that. Because if you can picture it, you can realize that peace isn't the opposite of ambition. It's the foundation of it. Slowing down is terrifying. For me, anyways, that is. It feels like falling behind, like everyone else is lapping you, like the world is spinning at 100 miles per hour and you're just standing still. But sometimes standing still is exactly where you need to be, because when you slow down long enough to breathe, you realize how loud everything was. And that standing still is the only way to notice what's actually worth running towards. You notice things that you missed before, like the little joys, the quiet moments, actual contentment. And I want to share something that I have written down here, and it is something that I feel like I should post on my wall. But peace isn't about escaping life. It's about creating a version of it that doesn't constantly drain you. Pause for dramatizing that, but but it's true, you guys. And I speak on this heavily because there have been plenty of times in my life, including lately, where taking pause is what held me together through burnouts, through deaths, through heartbreaks and life transitions. You just have to take a breath and listen to yourself to be able to recognize moments where you need to pause and just be still. When you slow down, the noise fades and you can start to hear your own thoughts again. You start to realize how much your hustle was fueled by fear. And I know that sounds dramatic and it sounds deep, but it is. Hustle and the go is fueled by, for a lot of people anyways, that is, I can't speak for everybody, but the fear of failing, fear of not being enough, not being seen, not being valued. It was fueled by fear. And peace means letting go of control. It means trusting what is meant for you does not need to be chased. Okay, I want to share a couple points really quick on the topic of building a life around peace, things that have worked for me, things that I have shared with family and friends, because peace can be so hard to practice, much less to achieve. But number one is setting boundaries that protect your energy. I'm actually pretty good at this one, and there are so many ways, you guys, that you can practice protecting your energy. Don't feed your mind so much trauma and negativity. We weren't meant to see everything that we see and know today. And I will keep saying that till the end of time, okay? With the movies and the reels and the things that we see, you don't have to watch all of it just because it's there. In fact, choosing not to will protect your peace. It will protect your energy. That friend that keeps blowing your phone up, needing you for something, wanting you to do something, and you just feel drained seeing their name pop up, they're not for you, babe. Listen to your body and to your mind. You are who you hang around. And if they don't match your energy, it may be a sign that you need to protect it. Oh my gosh, why did my word glitch just now? Protect it. Goodness gracious. Number two, learning to rest. When I get too in the zone and then I start like really getting into it, my words mumble together. Why is that? Okay. Number two, learning to rest without guilt. This one I may struggle with, if I'm being totally transparent. I'm really guilty of feeling like if I sit on the couch for 20 minutes, that it was a waste of time, that it was wasted time that I will never get back. Or if I scroll a TikTok instead of working out or cleaning my house or cooking a meal, that I'm totally failing my family. And that's crazy behavior, you guys. It really is. The reality is that if you were the one giving advice to anyone but yourself in your situation, you would tell them not only is it okay to rest, but that they deserve it. And if we would tell anyone else that, why is it hard for us to tell ourselves that and give ourselves the permission to rest? Number three, saying no without explaining yourself. Another one that I'm working on. I I'm used to being surrounded by like guilt trippy people, if you will. So I have always felt like if I don't have some overly legitimate reason for saying no, that I'm just purely a bad person for saying no. But in reality, if it's just that I'm not feeling more, or that I am feeling more like I'd rather stay home than go out, or if I don't enjoy the same things as someone else, so I'd rather spend my time doing something I do enjoy, or even if it's just that I would rather be anywhere with my husband than to go out with friends or family, saying no is okay just because I said no. Just because that's how I feel. It's not because I'm sick on my deathbed or something, but it's just simply because I don't want to. And my answer is thank you, but no thank you. Number 4, surrounding yourself with calm energy instead of constant chaos. Know who your fueling people are and what your fueling environments are. I promise peace and calm are more addictive than chaos and drama. And that is something that I was telling somebody that the other day, that peace is more addictive than drama. And I know that that is not for everybody. I do recognize that, especially considering who I said that to. And I think they listen to my podcast, so shout out. Hi. But they like the drama. Like, some people do live on drama, but I promise you, peace and calm are more addictive than chaos and drama. Hear me out, okay? Number 5, measuring life in moments instead of metrics. Fulfilling your soul by spending your day with family and friends, or by yourself in your happy place, wherever you feel peace and feel purely happy, is worth so much more than taking an extra day at work because you think money is everything. It's not. Take the trip, call in sick, make memories. Don't quit your job. That's not what I'm saying. But it's okay to set the boundary of work is work. It's not life. And you'll never get back the chance to live the moments that you missed. Something I genuinely hope you guys hear me out on, something I have learned, is when you chase peace, success finds you differently, and it just feels softer. Protecting your peace can be as simple as turning your phone off earlier, saying no to something that people-pleasing side of you. I am a people pleaser, okay? So something that people-pleasing side of you is screaming for you to say yes to, and just simply giving yourself permission to rest, to do something that brings you joy. Go watch your favorite TV show without making a list that includes that you have 5 loads of laundry to do, a sink of dishes, and a house to deep clean. It's not going anywhere. Goodness, we all know that it's not going anywhere. Give yourself grace. Okay, guys, let's wrap this up. Maybe this episode is just your reminder. You don't have to earn your peace. You don't have to prove your worth through exhaustion. Success might impress people, but peace will heal you, because peace isn't loud. It's not shiny. It's the quiet confidence of knowing that you're exactly where you're meant to be, even if it doesn't look like anyone else's version of success. So if you've been running nonstop, know that it's okay to stop. Breathe. Start living in a way that feels calm instead of constantly almost enough. Maybe the real success story isn't about how much you achieve. It's about how deeply you can feel at peace with where you are. Right? Hear me out there, okay? With that being said, goodness, I might become a motivational speaker after this, you guys. Wow. That was deep. Okay. Anyways, gosh, thank you guys. Thank you guys for listening to the and we're back. Thank you guys for listening to tonight's episode. I hope you guys got something out of it. And if you didn't, then thanks for listening anyways. I hope you guys are at peace with where you are, and that you guys have a blessed and wonderful rest of your morning, night, and day, whatever time of day it is for you. I hope you have a blessed rest of it. You know what they say, like and subscribe or whatever. Love you all. Peace out.